Hello, everybody. Welcome to Echo Underground. I'm Shanique.
This is Mike.
And on this podcast, we talk about movies, TV shows, music, and any other interesting topic. Today's episode is actually going to be about the new album by rap artist NF called Perception. Now, before this podcast starts, I want to let you know that you guys can tweet us at Echo U Podcast any suggestions. We're open to suggestions for movies, TV shows, music, or even documentaries or anything you think that would be interesting to review on our podcast. And you guys can also leave comments on our many social media sites, including iTunes, YouTube, and SoundCloud as well. And Facebook too. We do check the Facebook. So I'm gonna get right into it. What I thought of this album. This album surprised the shit out of me. I don't know why. Like I knew that he had a high like he was selling out records, but just because it sell records don't mean it's good these days. So I was like, all right, whatever. Then I listened to it and I'm like, this feels like what happened with Russ. Like I didn't know what I was getting, and then when I got it, I was blown away by it. And I truly did love this album. I'm giving this album a solid A. It lyrically, I can't think of one song where he wasn't on point lyrically. I really can't off the top of my head. There were He was very intense. Like his intro was like this is also the only album where I'm gonna count the intro and outro as actual songs
hmm
because he
Very good pick. Yep.
actually he actually spit like verses on it, and I can't say they're not songs. I think the outro is actually got a music video on his Vivo, so if you want to check that out, NF Vivo YouTube, check it out. But I was like, you know what, I gotta count it because these are actual songs. So overall, good lyrics. He actually told a story, which is what I love to see on a rap album in general. And he surprised me, and I was blown away at how talented he was lyrically. I never really heard of this guy until I just happened to see what people were talking about him. So I was like, all right, let's give him a try. And I'm really glad I checked him out. So I say check his album out, buy it, support the artist. Hey, what about you, Michael?
Oh boy. I agree. This album took me off by surprise because I think I only found out about it what 2 days ago. Because like this podcast is a little impromptu. There wasn't like too much research going into this one. Sometimes we do that because it's exploring music. So why the heck not? So yeah. As far as that goes, I went to this album. The intro alone, I was like, dog. Don't know who you are. Don't know what you look like. But this is fire. Now I can tell, like Shanique said, it's a very intense album. A lot of the songs, like he's
He mad,
is
bro.
yeah. He a lot of the times he's just like getting something off of his chest in a lot of his songs, and like it's a song about mostly him. I'm sorry, it's an album about mostly himself without it being pretentious, which is I guess a lot of points in my book. Because a lot of times you hear him just talking about like the riches and the bitches and the dick and something else. All the stuff like they make good bangers on the radio, good bangers at parties, but they're not like anything else you can connect to. All this stuff right here he's talking about you can connect to in a really good way, and I thought that was cool all the way through. So yeah, solid A for me.
All right, good. I think, well, no, we usually have the same grade, but like for different reasons sometimes. All right, so my number three is Remember This.
hmm
He went really hard, like on this track, I thought, especially, which I was okay with. And it was like a roller coaster because there's a woman who sings on it, but she's not mentioned as a featured. So I was like, okay, maybe it's just a sample. But whoever the woman is, she starts off low, and then when he comes in with his verses, he comes extremely hard, and I actually like the feel of the song.
hmm
Um, I like the singing from both him and the woman on it, so it was pretty cool. Um, he has, I love the beat, and one of my favorite lines he had on there was like, "People change, even Satan used to be an angel," and I was like, all right, I like the church reference. I like how he twisted up, and the song is basically like kind of saying like remember these things, and about life in general, how like nothing's actually the same and life throw you curveballs and you just got to keep going. So I like the message of the song, and I can't even say this is his best song lyrically because I don't think, like I said before, I don't think he had one track where lyrics was a problem for me. So, but he has some really strong lyrics in this song, so yeah, remember this. Now, Michael, if remember this is not in your top three, do you have anything else to say about it?
Remember this is not in my top three. However, I do like the song as well because what you talked about earlier, without repeating anything that you said, I thought it was cool that he didn't sound horrible singing, and I think this is also one of maybe two songs where I said this. Actually, shoot, I think it's my number three. Actually, I may as well go into my number three because I will have to say this. Like, yeah, his singing wasn't horrible on this one because I got used to him like being very verse heavy throughout this entire album, which he still was in this song. But like seeing him switch up with the singing, I was like, oh, okay, he's trying to have some range with his hip hop because it's kind of weird. Like I think rap artists these days are kind of like trying to tread that line now, where it's like you want to try and be good at two things. Like I'm not saying he's trying to be good at it, but you're trying to include it into your music as well. And I think he did it very tastefully, so I don't mind that at all. That was pretty good. It's a good pick for top three actually. It's actually pretty close to what I.
Hey, there's like background noise being picked up.
What kind of bad doing? I don't hear any. Nothing's going on over here.
It's weird. I hear like
I'm not even moving. What
that's
do you
weird.
hear?
It went away. But about what you're saying about the whole singing thing, I don't think that's new. Because Ja Rule did it and Nelly did it. Even Eminem and like his old songs did it. I think it was always there. But it's definitely more like frequent now because of like Drake and stuff. But
That's
I
where
think rap artists always sang some of their parts now. Because you don't have to pay nobody if you sing it. That's probably not why, but that's what I think of. I'm like, even 50 Cent in what, Get Rich or Die Trying? He sang some of
hmm
his stuff too. You know,
Yeah.
You're a Winkster or Your Window Shopper. Like, he sang that part.
I mean, I won't count it as singing. I'm talking about like like
But it is
there, right
singing.
there. It's not. It's fine. Okay, sure. I'll go with it. Sure.
Or if you want to think of like, Lauryn Hill did it.
hmm
But I do agree that more rap artists are doing it now than it used to be. Because you used to get teased if you were artists who sang on their records. Well, no one really ever came after Eminem, which is kind of weird because he did it all the time. But maybe it's because it's Eminem and they don't want that.
hmm
Maybe
Might just be a
that's what
status
it
thing,
is. They don't want some shady.
right?
Rip Ja Rule. But back to today, I do agree with you though. His singing, it reminded me of Russ though. Like he sounds like Russ when he sings. I don't know if that's just me.
I can see the shades of it there. I wouldn't say sound like Russ, but I do see like why someone can see a resemblance there.
Okay, you're number three.
My number three is gonna go to a song where I had a similar comment about his singing. It's gonna be "Let You Down." Now I feel weird. Like my top three is kind of weird. Like they can really go in any order, so like don't take this at face value here, because I could honestly say "Let You Down" is my number one as well. I really like this song. His singing on this was actually pretty good, and I feel like you know because I think it's maybe because I'm just hearing this guy, why it's so weird to hear singing again. Because usually when I come across like new rappers, um singing is kind of a rarity. And I know like we mentioned Russell Wild and he's one of the new rappers we found out about this year. But it's like that also took me by surprise too, because like they make it so tasteful these days. Cause like sometimes when I'm looking for new rappers, I'm looking for someone who has like good bars, cause I'm strong on that. And like this guy, I don't want to say it 100 times, but he has bars all the way through this freaking album. He's
Mhm.
very bar heavy. So it's kind of cool when to see that someone can find like the weird gray area between having good bars and even bringing in some new elements of music into his songs. Because like we don't know who this girl is who's singing with him some of the times, and she sounds pretty good. I feel like that integrated pretty well. And let you down. I don't know. It's also one of the more high tempo songs on the album, which is pretty cool. Like it's slowed down here and there, but it definitely starts off a little bit faster. And one thing I'll also say is the music in the background is also pretty good too. I don't know, for some reason I think this is one of the catchiest ones for me, and I got drawn into this one. I immediately made sure that I got this song because I was like, this is the one right here, son. This is the one. But yeah, that's how I feel about Let You Down.
Okay. It's funny enough, I'll talk about Let You Down too. It was in my top three, but I like remember this more. So
Hmm.
it got booted out of my top three. But it was oddly enough, it was kinda like a depressing song. It's not the most upbeat song, but it's probably one of the most like realest song on the album. So I enjoyed it. And it was catchy. And again, the bars were amazing on this album, so on this I said this album. That's an accurate statement, but I meant the song. The bars were really good. My number two is where am I? My Life.
Ah, okay.
It was I don't know. I think like I said, it was. This is probably again one of the most realist songs, but I think every song he was like really just putting his heart out there. And he talks in the beginning about like this person who's an alcoholic, and he's like, "How can I talk to you when you're drunk all the time?" And it was well produced. I love the beat. The lyrics were on point, very real. And like I said, he was just putting his heart and soul in this and saying, "Hey, this is my life, and it's my life. I'm gonna do what I want, and I'm gonna make mistakes, but it happens." So I enjoyed the track. Do you have anything to say about My Life?
Oh yeah, I mean, it was a catchy chorus. Cause
My life, my life.
yeah, I mean, like he did say it over and over again, but it never like got annoying. It just always ended up being pretty cool. I was like, okay, this is dope. And it's one of the things like we said, when you're getting something off your chest, you're making your music out of your heart and not out of like some like um I don't know what I want to call it here. Just like some kind of vanity in your life, like you usually see with hip hop. And I just thought it was is refreshing because I did not ever feel one time he was pretentious on any of this album, even though that's definitely about himself. This one is mostly like letting you in to like what's going on in his head and with his life, and just letting you know that what Shanique said. Like this is my life, this is what I got going on. Let me handle my business. All right.
What's your number two?
Number two goes to Green Lights.
Ah,
Now
you know what's
I
funny
thought
though? Hold on. You know what's funny?
what?
The two songs that you picked
Hmm.
are his singles so far.
Oh, see, I never looked around for the like. We were. I was. Well, I just into the album like maybe like 2 hours ago, so I never looked around to any of this information. But like, Green Lights was dope. Oh my god! Like, I know it's weird. A lot of the songs like they're coming from the chest, like from the heart. But like this one sounds like it might be like one of his rare bangers on this album. Like not a lot of them are like songs like you want to like play out loud at the party, nothing like that, even though my number one also is. But like, it was hella dope. And like, honestly, I wanted to put intro 3 on this spot because like I feel like that like drew me. Well, I'll get to that song when we get to it. But like this song, I don't know. I thought it was really good, worth being on the radio, worth me getting as well. And I have no regrets.
All right. Yeah, Green Lights. I thought sounded. It had an amazing sound. I don't know what it is, but like when this song came on, it pulls you in. You're like, who the hell are you? And like, where you been?
Hmm.
And it's amazing. It's very lyrical, but like all this shit is. Even when he's a party, he still has lyric. And it's well produced, and I have no complaints about the song. It's just like, man, I don't really have complaints about any of the songs. So hey, it be that way.
Hmm.
Now, guess my number one,
Hmm.
cause
I
it's
really don't
hard.
want you to pick my song. Hold on. Let me see here. I'm gonna say I'll give it to Destiny. Is it Destiny?
Nah,
Oh man, okay.
it's 10 feet down.
10 feet on. Okay, yeah. Okay, that's a dope one too. Okay.
Um, One is very good lyrics. Um, And I like one lyric. I had to write it down because I really liked it. It was, "My fans made me who I am, but they deceived me." And I was like, that's one of like the most realist things because sometimes your fans hype you up. They just gas
Hmm.
you, and then you be wrong. Sometimes you be going left, but they also help you get to where you are. So I thought that was a really good lyric. His second verse on this song, amazing. There is nothing wrong. It's probably one of the strongest verses on the album to me. And even though the feature sang with autotune, I fucks with it though. Like I had no issue of the feature using autotune
Yeah.
at all. It was tastefully done. Like I don't mind autotune if it's tasteful. And it didn't annoy me and I loved it and I actually thought it made her sound really good. And I
Right.
think her name is Ruel. Ruel.
Yeah. Hmm.
So yeah, that's my number one. Do you have anything to say about 10 Feet Down before we get to your
10 Feet
number
Down
one?
was that was a very interesting song too. A lot of the lines are like being said backwards, like they did with like Missy back in the day.
Yeah,
Like I got some vibes from that song when I first heard it. Even though cause completely two different songs, but like I got the vibe from it though, and I thought it was hella cool. 'Cause, like I thought it was an interesting song. Like I wanted to hear the whole thing all the way through. I think the girl on the track, she didn't have a very big part, but like what she did add was was still some kind of difference to the song versus him doing it himself, which I thought was cool. I actually thought that was also the girl and all the other ones that didn't credit anybody else. I know
yeah,
there's
but
like
that'd
three
be
other
kind of
songs.
weird.
Yeah, I know, but like I'm just saying that's where my head is as far as figuring out what that was all about. But I thought that was cool though. I like the song a lot.
Okay,
Oh,
cool.
I guess my number one. I guess
Yes, number one. Oh, let
my
me guess it.
num-
So,
it's probably be easy. I gave you a pretty big hint earlier.
you said a banger. I don't know. This could be a banger here. I don't think it's intro 3.
Mm-mm.
So, is it no?
Nope.
What is it? Wait, no. Let me
You
guess
said
one more
no. What's
song.
what's no? I just realized what's no. Oh no. Okay, sorry. I'm thinking about the word no, but no, not that's not that one. But no, you
100.
already guessed. You don't get it. No.
100.
Now it's 100. You guessed it wrong already. Too late.
No, I'm counting because I said it.
No, you already guessed too late. You only get one guess. But yeah, this song got me hype. This might be my theme song for all of 2018. I don't know. This song was just dope. Um, I feel like I can't even talk about the song without hyping it up for like no reason. Like I'm just saying like the song was tight. But like if he's heard on the radio, it probably belongs there. I don't know if it's a single. Is it also one of his singles or something?
No.
Okay, that's too bad because it should be. Because damn, I'm feeling the song. Like it's so hype. Like considering how the rest of the album went so far, what took me off by off guard was the fact that everything else was like getting something off your chest and being so real to yourself. And like there's only so few songs that like will get like a party started, a party going or something like that. Like the majority of this album is like really strong verses, but like they're like they're lyrical as far as like talking about something real. And this song is just like intermission, let's get hype. And it's towards the end of the album, so I can't really call it intermission. But it's so tight though. Like the beat was baller as shit. The bars were baller as shit. I have no complaints about this song.
Clearly. But yeah, I agree
Yeah.
with you. 100 was like 100. 100 is basically like I'm that shit type song. Like it's
Yeah.
it's very cocky, but it's amazing because the way he did it, it don't feel like he's being cocky. You just enjoy the song. So I really did like that song.
Mhm.
All right, so let's get to the other ones. Intro 3. Now, this song made me want to check out Intro 2 and 1. It's probably on his other albums, so I think eventually I'm going to have to listen to Therapy Session, which I think he referenced, which is another album, and I think that came out like last year.
Mhm.
And also, sorry, technical difficulties back here. But also I it was such a hard ass way to come into an album. Like I had to lean back. I was like, "Whoa, what happened here?" It's such a strong intro to any album so far this year that I've heard. Like I've never heard like an intro that it was this strong. That wasn't a regular song. Like I've never heard like an intro song like this hype. It, but you know what's funny? He sounded like Eminem to me on this record, like Marshall Mathers LP Eminem, and I was like,
Mm.
I'm okay with that though. And I know what he looks like too because I googled. I was like, he's some white kid with like blonde hair or something. At least the picture I saw of him. But this guy was really good. I like the build up between each like verse, but he kept getting harder and harder, and then he got real intense, and he sounded angry, but I still fuck with the lyrics. So yeah, I really like intro 3. What about you?
I'm gonna start off by saying, I also agree when you said there's like a really really good build up into this song between each part. Like it's kind of weird. Like I said, I agree. It's a weird intro because like in my head I'm waiting for a chorus. Like this needs to be like a full fledged song. It's about 4 minutes long, and you may as well throw a chorus in there at some point. But it's like I don't know. It's I'll agree. This is probably the best intro we've heard on. I've heard on this podcast. And I'm just spoiler alert. But I also this is also the best outro I've heard on this podcast. If he does
Yeah, and
one
you
thing
know,
right, and you know that gets me brownie points. So
yeah, that outro is also a single, which that's how you know it's good.
wow,
It
okay,
has a
yeah, even
video,
even better,
so
even better. So yeah, I just thought that it was a lot of raw storytelling in this one. And another thing I thought too when the song first started, like the music started, I thought it sounded like some kind of like dark movie soundtrack that was about to hit me. And like it kind of was like the song is basically the main instrument on the song or in the music in the background was a piano, and it was like kind of slow paced even though like it's being contrasted by his speed and on his bars. And I'm like, dang, yo, like I like everything happening right here. I'm getting like 6 different flavors of ice cream at the same time. It's awesome. And I have an ice cream problem, but whatever. Yeah, it just sounded really good, and I have no criticism about this, man. I'm glad I found that you mentioned this because I was like, this is probably the best intro I've ever heard, ever
yeah,
of all time.
it was very strong. Outcast. This again,
Outcast.
yep. I'd rather be the outcast. It's an intense song. It's catchy at the same time. It has very good lyrics. Um, has basically said he was like, I do not care what y'all think. I'm gonna be over here being myself. And I like the mentality, like just do you. But like there were certain parts of the song I'm like, yo, you sound why you mad, bro? Why you mad? Cause he was
Who
very
pissed you
like
off?
intense in like the
Mm-hmm.
first two songs, and then my number one comes in and it's like such a switch. But I do like Outkast as well. And I like that it's basically a song about being yourself, and I'm all about that. So yeah, what do you think of Outkast?
Outcast I thought was cool because he had crazy strong verses. Like when Shanique says intense, like she means intense. Cause like it sounded like like that weird like angry rapping that used to be done before. Like you don't really hear it too much now, but like along the lines of like DMX or somebody like you're someone who always just sounds hard about something all the time, every time.
Yep.
I feel like this is just one of his songs. Like it's not even the only song where he does that either. But like it's just one of his songs where he does that, and but he does it very well. Like you're listening to it, and like you get the idea of what's going on here. Like it's his entire album, his song titles kind of spell out what the song is. It's about him being an outcast because he's kind of wants to go against the mold here and just be himself. And like the sound sounded a little dark because it kind of reminded me of the intro, but it was still good. It's like he's doing some weird things with his sound here, and it sounds awesome. Cause it's not like a regular like soundboard type beat he's using all the time. He's using actual like instruments on his beats and all that kind of stuff. And I'm like, that's very interesting of you to pull off both for your intro and for Outkast. But and especially since there is some soundboard stuff going on, but like it's not majority that. So yeah, I thought Outkast was dope.
Okay. Next one, Dreams. Now, Dreams again, very good lyrics, and it's a meaningful song, and he kind of tells a story of like what he's thinking. And overall, I just like the sound of the record. I have again, this is another song where I have no complaints at all. I don't think it should be a single per se, but it's one of those hidden gems on the album. So I really like Dreams. What do you think of it?
I thought Dreams was dope. Another one of them good, like good at. It's just one of the songs I realized at this point in the album. I was like, yo, I'm starting to see a pattern here. He's really good at like raw, powerful verses, and he's really good at putting them on very, very simple beats. Because Dreams kind of came off to me like that. Like your verses were powerful, but your beat, like, it wasn't like all the songs before it. Like, there's a lot less going on. It wasn't, busy at all, and it wasn't like, super unique. But he kept it simple enough to like make what he was saying like, still enjoyable to whoever's listening to him. And he let you know that, yo, this is a story happening here. Like, I'm being raw right now. This is like straight up my insides right now. You're looking at pretty much like he just straight up opened up his chest and you know what's happening. And I don't know. It's weird. I rarely come across albums like this, which is why I got to bring it up so many freaking times. But yeah, nice song, no complaints.
Yeah. Okay. Next one, Destiny. Now, Destiny was another intense song. Like, it's like he's yelling you to like say, "Hey, this
Yeah,
is my destiny," and it was, and it's kind of a hype song. Like, I could see this. I think this song would sound really dope with like live instruments. Oddly enough, like a rock band playing the beat and him rapping over it. I actually think it would sound dope in like a concert like setting like that. And the only thing is, it did get repetitive at the end, but I think it was supposed to get you hyped. So once you get to the end of the song and he goes, "My destiny," and he keeps repeating that, I think you're gonna get more hype. So yeah, I did enjoy Destiny as well. And again, very good lyrics. I can't say this enough, but he had very good verses on this album. What about you, Destiny?
I mean, I guess I don't have anything unique to say at this point because you kind of just you pretty much said everything I had to say. But like, yeah, he has strong feelings on this one. Like, it kind of reminded me of like when you go to church, if you've ever been to church, where like the pastor was like shouting at you, but like it was about something positive, but he shouted at you anyway. And I'm like, that's the kind of feeling I'm getting out of this one. Oh, my brain goes to weird places when I find something familiar in a song. I'm sorry, guys, but that's really how I kind of felt. Like, it was dope, strong, powerful song, man.
Yeah, You're Special. This
Hmm.
was the only love song on this album. Like,
Yeah,
he sang a lot more on this track than any other track on the album. And it was still, even though you sing it, I love whoever, like, his lyrics were amazing for this song. And I like that, because the way he sang it, at first I was like, does he like the girl? And then when I started to really listen to the lyrics, I'm like, okay, I get what he's saying now. It's a very sweet song. And you should want a guy to like sing this to you. Maybe in a more happy tone, but it's still a really good song. And overall, I enjoyed it. What about you? What do you think of You're Special?
I feel like whoever he's talking about better feel special after this song, cause he ain't had a bad. I mean, he has nothing but good thing to say about this person apparently. So, and I feel like this one of them other songs that the beat was really dope as well, and it goes well with what he's saying as well. So I'm like, yo, this is kind of cool. This girl better feel the love right now.
Okay, next one. If You Want Love. Now this song threw me off because it didn't sound like a hip hop record at all. It sounded like maybe indie rock or something. It didn't sound like a hip hop record to me. And again, I love his singing, and it's basically saying if you want love, you have to do this. And I like the theme of it. And one of the realest lyrics, actually, all his lyrics are real, but this is really
Yeah,
a
I'm about to
touching
say.
song. And I haven't, it wasn't like my favorite, but it's still something I think worth listening to. What do you think of If You Want Love?
I liked it because of what you just said a while ago about it sounded kind of like indie. I agree, but I liked it because like he said not he said, but because like it shows that he has a lot of good range as far as what he can experiment with. And maybe he's probably already shown this off in his other albums that we haven't explored yet. But it's definitely piqued our interest now. But like I just like the fact that he's taking a very interesting chance on a hip hop album by throwing something like this in there. And it's not the first time it's been done, obviously, but I just think that execution right here was pretty good. Because when listening all the way through the album, especially after it came after Your Special, I kind of felt like it had a good place. Like chronologically, great. I'd have hated for it to go to all the other like non-love related ones. Not hate it, but like I feel like it's right here is like the ideal spot for it. Like the transition here was dope, and I feel like everything as far as the organization on the song was just fine. It's just a good sounding song all the way through. Hell, this whole album sounded good all the way through. So yeah, if you want love, awesome song. I think it's actually for all of his slower paced songs, my favorite of his slower paced ones.
Yeah. Um, no. And I mean KNOW. Just for reference. uh, Basically, first thing that caught my attention was the beat. Obviously, I think one of the best beats on the entire album. It also has, again, some of the best lyrics on the entire album as well. It's a little intense because he, like, a lot of the song, he's like, I want to know, all caps. He's yelling at you.
Yeah.
And he does, it's kind of feels also like a little bit like a diss track to the record labels. Because he's like, how you going to tell me what my sound is? And
Mm-hmm.
I love that as well. I don't know if he's independent or not, but this is a really good song. And it will be an honorable mention for me. We stopped doing honorable mentions.
That's fair. I feel like we end up hyping him up anyway. Because like me, I'm indecisive. I'm going to say everything's an honorable mention on this album. So sorry, y'all not getting it from me.
Yeah, we'll probably try to get back into that next year. 2017 basically gone. Yeah, maybe next year. Yeah, what do you think of this track? No.
One thing I definitely agree with you with is just one of the best beats on the album. I definitely liked it. And one of the things is too about this song. It reminded me not in the, and I only mean because he said you want to know. Sorry, I want to know. It reminded me of Meek Mill's like return diss to Drake.
Oh,
Like
that was the title.
That was the title of his like return diss song or whatever. And it reminded me of him because like he said it kind of the same way. Like obviously his verses are different, but like when he said I want to know, he says I want to know the very same way Meek says on his. I want to know. Pause. Then like fill it in with something else. And then like I was like obviously not the same thing, but it just reminded me. I just like I said, my brain goes to weird places when I hear something familiar. But yeah, it was a dope song. It's one of his more faster paced songs as well as far as his rapping goes. Cause like it definitely takes some keeping up with, but it's not impossible. You're not listening to Twister here. You'll be all right. But yeah, pretty good song.
I keep up with Twister. I don't think he's that bad. Crazy Bone is another level in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I think he's just trolling with his music. I don't know.
Crazy Bone.
Like you know damn well we can't listen to you that fast, man. Come on now. Damn well.
Next song is Lie. And my notes for that was someone lying, bruh.
Yeah.
Basically, this woman is sending him mixed signals. Like she calling him, but then she's going around telling people like he ain't shit. So I'm like, who is this girl? Clearly don't know what she wants. But I like it because it tells a story. Like I don't know if I'm supposed to be mad at the girl, but I don't like her. I haven't met her, but I don't like her. I don't know if I'm supposed to, because that's like two-faced and fake. Like if you call me, hang out, and then say, oh, you had a good time, and then you go everyone else like, oh, this person was trash and yada yada, I don't like with them, and then you call again the next day, that's so garbage.
Yeah.
I don't like people who do that. But he mad at some girl. I don't know who he's talking about, but she seems to not know what she wants.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe the thing is like she wants him, but is embarrassed by it, so she lies about it. Who knows? I don't know, but I was like, I'm giving you the side eye, and I haven't met you yet. But I thought he told a very interesting story, and I liked how he did it. And it goes back to what rap is supposed to be about. You're supposed to tell a story. And I think he accomplished that on this record. What do you think of Lie?
I agree. He was talking about some flip flopper, which joke is on her because this album's fire. So I don't know. I like this song a lot because it also goes back to his whole like singing kind of thing where he only ever does it on the chorus, I believe.
Yeah.
And I think yeah, only in the chorus, but like I thought it was really done very well because like it sounded like he may as well. I feel bad laughing at it now because Shanique might have been right. Like it's cheaper than hiring somebody. That's literally what it comes off as. Because you may as well have hired a feature for your choruses or something. But it sounded bad. It was still, as we've been saying, tasteful for the chorus, so it wasn't horrible. And I didn't mind it at all. Like the transition between him, the verses and the chorus was pretty cool too. So it's all right. Sucks to hear about that flip flopper in your life, but you're on the bigger things now.
Yeah. Next song, 3 a.m. And basically, the song is like, "Why you acting shady, bro?" I don't know. It's like he was like angry at someone, and he
Hmm.
was like, "This person's being real shady, real fake," and he didn't like it. And that's basically what the song's about. But he said it so, I guess, effortlessly. It wasn't ratchet. Like it sounds ratchet because he even used the word shady in the song. It
Hmm.
sounds like it'd be a ratchet song, but it's not. The way he did it. And again, his verses were on point and he told a story, and that's what I liked about the song. What do you think of 3 a.m.?
3 a.m. was cool. I feel like it had like a on and off switch between when he was shouting and when he started hitting the verses again.
Yep.
Cause like he took like small breaks in the song to like just like say, "All right, you, who the fuck?" I'm lying. He wasn't that intense, but that's essentially what I'm hearing in my head though, and I'm like, yeah, okay, that's pretty cool. And it's like you said, it's a pretty cool story behind it. A lot of flip floppers in his life apparently. I don't know, but something wasn't going right with this picture right here. But it was a good song though, and
Yeah.
it's what's this toward the end of the album. I don't know what song number are we on. 10? No,
No, we're
13.
on 13. No, 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 14, 14.
14. Okay, yeah. Toward the end of the album, and by this point, you already know what this guy sound like, and it's like at this point, I'm on cruise control because I know whatever comes next is gonna sound good. So, yeah, that's where I'm at.
All right, and now the outro, the last song on the album. All I gotta say is it was fire. There's no other words for the outro.
Yeah,
Best
yeah,
way I've heard. Now I've heard some good outros like last songs, but this was really strong. He came in strong, kept it consistent, and he left strong. And there is nothing else that I need to say other than I would buy this record. If you're a true hip hop fan, I would buy this. What about you? Anything to say about outro?
I feel like if I heard this in a concert, yo, and if he just like dropped the mic and walked off stage and didn't even thank us for coming, I'd be okay. Cause that's where I am with this. I have a lot of similar comments about the intro for this one, but it's like I kind of was waiting for a freaking chorus to come in. Cause like it sounded so good, and it's like the average length for a song 3.5 to 4 minutes, and I'm like, why? Or is this not an actual song? But I wasn't mad at it though. It's fine where it's at. It doesn't need anything else. His verses all the way through, not a problem. There was no chorus to interrupt anything, so the whole thing just flowed for like a good 3.5 minutes, and it was dope. And like if you listen to him, yo, like his wordplay is nasty, yo. Like I wouldn't know how to control myself if I actually saw him live. Like we gotta find out, yo.
I know,
But
right?
yeah,
I think we missed him though. I think we missed him.
oh, that's too bad. I mean, I've been in the worst spot anyway, but that's too. I would not mind seeing him go through this entire album, yo. But yeah, that's Remo outro, yo. I don't want to keep repeating myself from the first one. I'm just gonna keep hyping it up for another 5 minutes. Best outro of 2017, best intro of 2017, all on one track. All on one record. Enough said.
All right, I think that was basically Michael's closing statements.
Stop the mic, walk out. But yeah, I mean, I'll put mine forward first since I don't got much to say anyway. I kind of said everything I had to say, but like it's if I know he's like Shanique told me like this guy is he's on a come up right now, so I should check him out. So like, all right, sure, I'll check him out, and I see the reason why. I can see if I don't know where his hype is right now, but I'm on the hype train now, and I'm glad this got exposed to me because I don't know. I feel like a lot of the songs where it's like he's going really hard. It probably goes good in the on a gym playlist, especially even outro. And how many people's outros make it to a single, which I just found out. That's impressive. Oh yeah, I don't know. If y'all ever want to expand your horizons in a hip hop, yo, this is not a bad place to go to. I know we said that about Russ as well, but this is another guy, yo, that you definitely gotta like keep on your radar because I'm gonna do some research about on him now and find out which other albums of his I've been missing pure gold on. So yeah, closing statement's done.
Okay. Yeah. For me, I say it's a definite buy. Like, I think you should buy this album. I think it's one of the best lyrical albums of 2017 that probably a lot of people slept on. But he was doing well on like the Billboard charts at least for a little while. I don't know if he still is. I haven't checked in like a while. And I think if you're not listening to him, I think you're missing out on a really good rapper. And so I would definitely recommend checking him out and seeing like what he has to offer. First things first, lyrically on point. There's not one thing. Even when he sings, it's still on point. He tells a story. His songs have meaning. All the complaints you have, like regular people who don't listen to hip hop or only listen to mainstream hip hop complaining about, you will not find this on this album. This is a perfect album to get someone into hip hop if they really care about lyrics and meaning and flow. So that's my closing statements. And I guess we're also got to close out the podcast. So guys, I want to know, I guess we want to know, you know, there's two people on here. We want to know what you guys think of his album. Do you think we were too easy on it? Do you agree with us? Are you like, oh, he's trash? And if you think so, hey, show us someone better. We're always open to like, finding out about new artists as well. You could tweet us, Echo U Podcast, and tweet us your suggestion, your comments. Also, retweet our videos because, let people know about Echo Underground Podcast all day. And you can also leave comments, like, and follow on our many social medias, including iTunes, SoundCloud, and Facebook. And also podcasting apps. And we'll see you guys on the next episode. Bye.
See ya.